Hi, I'm Richard Boyd and I'm the Director of IBMP, which stands for Integrative Body Mind Psychotherapy, and also I'm the Director of the Energetics Institute. These two bodies are concerned with the research and promotion of the scientific principles of the connection between our body and mind and how that affects our human condition. We also have a body psychotherapy arm of therapeutic work with the members of the public as individuals, couples and families. It's quite interesting because here in the West, the whole premise of medicine and psychology in the West comes not from a place of holism or connectedness between the body and the mind. Actually, what we find is traditionally what has occurred is that we've separated the body, which got devoted to the science of medicine, and we separated the mind into the science of psychology. In between, we had the science of psychiatry and the use of pharmacology or drugs and its knowledge of the brain. From that place, there was separation, and so for many people who have gone through the medical and psychological traditions in this way have found that the bigger picture of the unity of the body and the mind was never quite addressed, or the links explored, and any of the issues that fell outside the domain of seeing, say, a doctor when you had a psychological issue were not explicitly addressed. From the place of IBMP and using the latest knowledge of neuroscience and trauma research with such leading researchers as Pat Ogden, Rodolfo Linus, Daniel Siegel, John Parakos, Alexander Lowen, Wilhelm Reich, and the traditional psychoanalysts such as Carl Jung, we have put together a program that encompasses the known scientific principles of the body-mind and how, not only as traditional therapy articulates that your past informs the present, do we now understand that your body informs your mind. And indeed, how you are in your mental and emotional states has a lot to do with the disposition and the state of your body and how that works with your mind. So traditionally, therapy in the West has been very much a left brain, rational, logical, talk therapy based approach to looking at a person's issues. The body and our emotional life was pretty much either secondary or disregarded in many of those traditions and modalities. But what we have now found through science, and in particular trauma research and the neuroscience schools, is that the body plays a primary role in shaping our reality. Each one of us lives from perception. We each have our own subjective reality. And in our work in IBMP, we look at how your perception of reality is shaping your wellness within your body, within your mind, and your emotional life. What we know is that traditional allopathic medicine is very much devoted to taking you from illness and the symptoms of illness to a state of absence of illness and absence of symptoms. But the World Health Organization states very clearly that health is not the absence of illness. Here at IBMP, we look to take a person from an absence of illness into wellness, and where a person has an illness, from illness into absence of illness and then into wellness. So how we work is very different from traditional counselling and traditional clinical psychology. We work with the left brain, which basically means talking to you about what's going on, but then we explore the bodily implications and the bodily state, or what we call your embodiment, how you are at the moment within your body, and how that is informing your mind, and how that is creating either states of wellness, dis-ease, or illness. So such states such as psychosomatic illness, which means your emotions are causing illness in the body, or psychogenic illness, such that your mental states are causing illness in the body, can now start to be looked at and start to have a frame of reference within which we can address within therapy, counselling, and embodied forms of work. Also, critically, we now understand that trauma, as a state of being, is very much an embodiment It's not about the story of the person. It's about the symptoms that show up through the body. And if a person is going to resolve trauma, they must work through the body and work with their unconscious brain, which is basically the old reptilian brain, and the limbic middle brain, more so than working with the person's story or history, which is traditionally addressed in most forms of counselling and psychology. So we have a lot to offer. And so how we reach out to the community is each month we do a free body-mind talk on the science and the frameworks which inform this body of work. We also each month run one seminar which is on some aspect of body-mind science. We also run a monthly workshop or retreat which people can come to and work on their issues. And we also publish regular blogs, newsletters and new articles on our three related websites. Our three related websites are IBMP.com.au, energeticsinstitute.com.au, and in the corporate arm, where we work with organisations and leaders through executive coaching and leadership development and emotional intelligence, we address that through corporateenergetics.com.au. The whole area of the body-mind science is still emerging and still being evolved. It's an exciting and new field, and it's informed by epigenetics and cellular biology and a wealth of new and emerging information and clinical research that is going on in all parts of the world by various disciplines. My job and the job of our institute is to summarise that work for you, the member of the public, so that you can access clear, understandable information that has meaning and relevance in your life. So thank you all, and I look forward to seeing you at one of our talks or coming to therapy. Please look on our website for details how to access us for any of these offerings now and in the future. Thank you.